My name is Alison and I work for Keithley Healthy Living. One of our specialist pain programs is Rethinking Pain, and we're all about specialising in movement to support people with persistent pain. Together, we can support you to get moving more. So this afternoon's workout, I'm going to do a little bit of standing exercise, followed by some seated exercise. Before you start the workout, you need to check the area around you is free from any hazards, nothing to trip or fall over, nothing sharp to knock into. You need to be feeling fit and well before you participate today. You need to be wearing clothes that you feel comfortable in, and on your feet you need some shoes or trainers to stop yourself from slipping. So if we're ready to start, we're going to find a nice space. Okay, clear from any hazards. And we're just going to start by giving it a little shoulder shrug on each shoulder. I'm going to do 4 of these. 4, 3, 2, 1, and over to the other side. 2, 3, 4, keep it going. 2 more. And then we're just going to circle those shoulders, keeping that back tall, keeping that tummy in, and then just round them, roll them the other way. And then we're just going to march through the feet. It's natural to feel a bit hesitant when you start any new exercise program, but it's all part of it is just keeping moving. And as you go through the various weeks, you will feel it start to get easier as you gradually get more active. Okay, we're just going to take a little heel and toe, heel into floor, tip of the toe to the floor. Don't forget you can message me in the box to let me know that you're joining me today, or with any questions that you may have, or you can just like the page to let us know that you've joined as well. And then we're just going to go over to the other side, heel into floor, tip of the toe to the floor, giving it a little bicep curl. As we do that, really warming up the ankle and the arm as we just take that heel into floor and tip of the toe to the floor. Marching through, and then we're just going to march through, get those joints moving. Make sure that you've got a chair not too far away that you can hold on to if you should need it. Okay, from this position, we're just going to take 4 knee lifts on the right leg. So we're going to lift it up, 2, 3, and 4, and over to the other side. Lift, 2, 3, and 4. Hold on to your chair if you need to. And then over to the other side. Lift, 2, 3, 4. March through. Okay, here we're going to take a little hamstring curl. So we're just curling the heel towards the bottom, keeping those hips forwards. Again, you can hold onto the chair or the wall if you need to. And over to the other side, keeping that back tall, keeping that tummy in tight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Marching those feet through. And we'll just do some little alternate knee lifts now, just nice and low. If you want to lift them a little bit higher, you can lift them a bit higher. Just working through those knees. Marching through again. Okay, from here we're just going to take the hips and we're going to just roll the hips round to the right, nice and gently. And nice and controlled, getting some movement in those hips. And then back to the other way. And then squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Head looking to the right and center, left and center. Right and center, left and center, and just lifting up with the head, not tilting it back, just lifting up and down, and then march through again. Well, do go back to those knee lifts and lift a bit higher if you want. It's important that you just take things at your own pace, so lift as high as you need to. Four, three, two, one. And marching through again. Okay, our final warm-up exercise, we're just going to warm up around the waist, so hands in front, and we're going to go to the right and centre, left and centre. Careful not to twist too far. It's just a nice gentle warm-up exercise to get all those joints and muscles moving. Keeping the hips facing forwards. And rest it there. Okay, we're going to grab hold of the chair for the first set of exercises. Okay, we did a couple of these in the last session. So if you want to go back, last week's session is on demand, so you can have another look at last week's session if you would like. It should, if you scroll down your Facebook page, it should be there somewhere. So toes pointing forwards, looking at the chair, and we're just going to take the leg out to the side. So we're just going to take it out and then bring it back parallel. Nice and controlled, pushing that weight onto the bottom of that, to the back of the chair. 2 more, and then we're just going to switch sides. So just bend the knees in between, and then we're going to take the other leg out to the side. So we're taking it out and bringing it in. Again, keeping those feet parallel, hips facing forwards. Back nice and tall, tummy in nice and tight. 4 here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest there. Holding onto the back of the chair, again with our feet parallel, we're just going to push your bottom back and pull up into a squat. Again, the body weight is forwards into the chair, so the chair takes your weight, and so we don't put any stress in the knees. So we're just going to push back and squeeze up. And if you want to squeeze your inner thighs together at the same time, it's a good exercise for the pelvic floor. So we're just going to push it down and squeeze it up. Keeping that back tall and keeping that tummy in nice and tight. Shoulders back, back and push up, back and push up, back and push up. 2 more here. And last one. We're going to do one for the bottoms now. So we're going to take the leg back and we're going to use your bottom to lift and squeeze that leg. So we're just going to squeeze the bottom and lift it up so you feel it in your bottom just here. Hips facing forwards, back tall, tummy in nice and tight. And rest down, over to the other side, lifting and squeezing. 5, 6, 7, and rest it there. We're going to almost do the same exercise now, still working the bottom, but we're going to curl the leg back, so we're placing a footprint as if I'm going to stamp a footprint on my back wall. So we're just going to push the leg back and bring it in. Push the leg back and bring it in. If you prefer to do the one that we've just done with the straight leg, that's absolutely fine. Choose the exercise that works best for you. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Over to the other side. And then we're just going to do the same again. Squeezing that bottom back. Really good for working your rear. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relaxing there. We're just going to move the feet and legs again now. You'll have felt that in your bottom. Okay, we're going to take the chair to one side of us and we're going to hold on to the side of the chair. From here, we're going to lift the outside leg just in towards the chest. So we're just going to lift and lower. As we do that, we're going to curl the arm and the biceps, a bit like we did in the warm-up. Again, like we said in the warm-up, lift that knee as high as you want to. So if you're not confident, just take it a little lower. Exercise is all about working to your own pace. And just moving some nice gentle movements. And then we're just going to rest it there. Okay, changing over to the other leg, and we're just going to bring that in and down. And this time we're just going to tap the opposite knee. Now, if we want to progress, we can take the opposite elbow to knee. If you prefer to stay with a hand to knee, that's absolutely fine. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Okay, let's swap the chair over to the other side, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we're going to start off by bringing the knee straight into the chest and curling the biceps. So curling in and push down, curling and push down. Keep the hips facing forward and the back nice and tall. It's a good one for the tummy as well as the legs and thighs, this one. Curl it in and push it down, leading with that heel. Keep those hips facing forward again. Lift the knee as high as is comfortable for you. Work at your own pace. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Changing to the inside leg now, and first of all just lifting straight into the body with the hips facing forwards and the back tall. And when you're ready, you can add the hand in. So it's opposite hand to knee. Keeping that back tall, keeping that tummy in, and then you can switch to the elbow if you like. Again, you keep with the hand if you prefer the hand. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and rest it there. Okay, let's just move those feet a little. We're working quite hard today. Okay then, so place your hands onto your chair, and we're going to work the backs of the calves. So toes pointing forward, and we're just going to rise up onto those calves and back down. Rise onto the calves and back down. Looking forwards. Rise and back down. Rise and back down. 2 more. Last one. If you want to, you can pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Give those legs a shake because you will have felt that one in your calves. For those that want to, you can go for a second set. Either put your fingers on the chair, or you can do it without your hands on the chair. So I'm going to go for fingers this afternoon. So we're going to rise up onto the toes and back down, up onto toes and back down, up onto toes and back down. Keeping those hips facing forward, head looking in front of you. It's a great one for helping with your balance, this. And then we're just going to pulse it down now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Give the legs a quick shake. And while we're here, we're just going to give those calves a nice stretch. So toes pointing forwards, front knee bent, back leg straight, heels press into the floor, giving that back calf a really nice stretch through. Just bring the toe into the toe is opposite the heel and sit down on the back calf. So we're stretching through the soleus muscle between the knee and the ankle. The leg that's in front now, this one we're going to bring it all the way back. Front knee bent and back leg straight. Heels pressed into the floor, giving you a nice stretch through that calf muscle. Bring the back leg in so the toe is opposite the heel and sit down on the back calf. Feeling a stretch between the back of the knee and the back of the ankle. And release it there. Okay then, I'm going to move the chair into the centre. And the next set of exercises we're going to do seated. So we're going to start with our arms. So we're going to take the arms, we're going to sit forwards and we're just going to take the arms out to the side to start with. So I'm thinking about my palms facing down and I'm just going to lift the arm out to the side. So out and back in, out and back in. So it's going no higher than shoulder height. And we're just lifting and bringing it back down. Lifting and bringing it back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's go out for 2 and up for 2. Out for 2 and back down for 2. Out for 2 and back down for 2. Out for 2 and back down for 2. And last one. Rest there. You should have felt that on the top of your arm, just there. Let's do the other side. Okay, so hips facing forwards with the back tall. We're going to take it out and back in. Out and back in. Shoulders back. Tummy in nice and tight. Head looking forwards. Out and back in. Out and back in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go out for 2 and back in for 2. And if you're doing this at home and you're progressing, you can actually hold bottles of water or any tins that you might have in your cupboards to help you progress and help you lift more weight. Out for 2, back in for 2. 2 more here. And last one. Okay, let's just push the hands forward now. Let's get these legs moving again. Legs and arms moving together, which is always good. Good for the coordination, good for the brain. So pushing those hands forwards and working both together, keeping the feet moving. We're going to do an exercise for the hamstrings now. So we're going to just take the leg up and bring it back in, up and bring it back in. So we're curling with that hamstring, working down the back of the leg, curling, bringing back in, curling, bringing back in. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Over to the other side, leading with that heel, keeping that back tall, flex, curl, working down the back of the leg, shoulders nice and relaxed, head looking forwards. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Moving on, we're going to do the inner thigh now. So sliding ourselves a bit further forward on the chair, we're going to flex the foot. So we're lifting from the instep towards the ceiling. So we're just going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keeping that back tall and keeping that tummy in nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. Just hold that exercise where you have, and if you want to just advance it, you can just do a little circle with the heel and back the other way and relax down. Flex the foot and let's do the same on the other side. So we're just going to lift and lower using that instep. Hips are facing forwards and the back is tall. So we're lifting with a slightly tilted foot, so we feel it here in the inner thigh, and we're sort of lifting across the body. 3, 2, 1, and from here we're just going to circle. And take it back the other way. Rest the feet down. We fairly felt that one in the inner thigh. That's quite normal. It's normal to feel that it aching as you're working. Okay, let's have a little work on the core. So keeping in this position, so we're slid forward slightly on the chair. I've got a nice space behind me. My back is tall, my tummy's in nice and tight, and I'm going to take the hands forward. So what I'm going to do now, sitting on my chair, I'm going to take the body backwards and then lift up using those tummy muscles. Take it back and lift it up. Back and lift it up. Hips forwards, back tall, tummy in tight. Taking it back and lifting up. Use those tummy muscles to lift you. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Let's slow it down a little so gravity adds weight for us. So we're going to go back for 2 and then up for 2. Back for 2 and up for 2. Back for 2, up for 2. Again, keeping that back tall and keeping that tummy in nice and tight. Back for 2, up for 2, back for 2, up for 2. Let's do 2 more like this. And last one. Rest there. Let's just circle those shoulders. And from this position, we're going to place the hands on the thighs. We're going to think about stacking the back. So we're just going to slide the hands over the knees, onto the calves, slide down towards the toes, keeping that head in line with the spine. If you're just happy with it on your calves, leave it on your calf. If you want to work a little bit harder and go a little bit further, you can slide down towards the toes or just stay at the shoelaces. And then we're going to slowly, gradually take that back up. Slowly uncurl, vertebra by vertebra, unstacking the back. Place your hands onto your thighs, roll the shoulders back, and lift up with the head. Let's do that again. Slide the hands over the thighs, over the knees, down in front of the calves, to the shoelaces and the toes. And then we're going to slowly slide it all the way back up. Hands over the knees, onto the thighs, uncurl it vertebra by vertebra, shoulders down and head up. One more time. Slide the hands down, over the knees, in front of the calves, to the shoelaces, and to the toes. And then slide all the way back up, keeping the head in line with the spine. Vertebra by vertebra we uncurl. Hands onto the thighs, unstacking the back, shoulders back, and then the head. And we're sat back in our 90-degree position, 90 degrees between the knees and 90 degrees from the body up to the thighs. Okay, all okay? Hopefully. Do message me to let me know how you're getting on with these exercises. Okay, what we're going to do now is hands in front and we're going to turn to each side. So first of all, we're going to turn towards our right hand side. So we're going to go to the right and center. 2, keep the hips facing forward. Careful not to turn too far, especially if you're suffering with bone conditions. You want to just make sure it's a nice gentle move. Work within your capabilities. Side and center, side and center. Let's do 3 more. 2. And last one. Over to the other side. Hips stay facing forwards. Nice gentle movements. Side and center, side and center. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Let's do 4 each side this time. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax there. To the other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. You should be feeling it down the sides of your body here in what we call the obliques. Hands in front. We're going to do 2 each side now. So 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Let's do that again. 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Last time. 2 to the right, and 2 to the left. Take the hands back in front, and we're going to repeat the tummy exercise that we just did. So hands in front, and we're going to go back for 2 and up for 2. Back for 2 and up for 2. Back for 2 and up for 2. Let your tummy muscles do the work as you lift up through those tummies. And if you want to work your pelvic floor as well, you can squeeze your pelvic floor as you lift up. 2 more. And last one. Rest there. If you want to work a little bit harder now, you can cross your hands over your chest. We're going to do the same exercise, but in a different position. If you prefer to stick with what we've just done and put your hands in front because that you feel like you've got more balance, that's absolutely fine. Choose the level that works best for you. So hands across the chest, and I'm going to go back for 2 and up for 2. Using my tummy muscles as I do that. Back for 2 and up for 2. Nice and controlled with the head facing forwards. Back for 2. Up for 2. Last one. Rest there. You should have felt that in your tummy muscles, definitely. Right, final one. We're going to cross the hands again, and this time we're going to go back for 3 and up for 1. We'll just do 8 of these. So back, 2, 3, up 1. Of course, you don't have to do all 8. You can just do as many as you feel comfortable with. Back, 2, 3, up 1 again. Back, 2, 3, up 1. Final 4. And again, you don't have to have your hands crossed over your chest. You can just put them in front if you feel happier like that. Final exercise. 1, 2, 3, and rest. Give those hands and legs a shake. Whew. Okay, back to the tummies, the obliques at the side of our tummies, hands in front. We're going to turn to the side. I'm going to do 8 to the side again. Side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and rest there. Again, careful not to turn too far. Work within your capability. 2, 3, 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. For each side now. Again, keeping those hips facing forwards. We're just turning from the waist. And then to the other side. 3 and 4. To each side. To each side again. And rest there. Give your hands a shake. Hands on the thighs. We're going to do the one for the back again, the back strengthener. Hands over the thighs. If you feel tired and you want to rest, absolutely. Work to your own capability. So hands on the thigh, slide the hands over the knees and down over the calves. Remembering with each exercise, we've done 2 sets today, which is a little bit more than we did last time. So if you don't feel like you want to do all the repetitions, you don't have to. So slide your hands down over the knees, keeping the head in line with the spine, gently, gently, over the front of the calves, towards the shoelaces, towards the toes, and then slowly, slowly, all the way back up, and curling the spine vertebra by vertebra, gently does it. Stacking each vertebra in the back, over the knees and onto the thighs. Rolling the shoulders back and taking the head up. One more of these. This time we're going to hold it for a little bit longer. So we're just going to slide the hands over the knees, keeping that head in line with the spine. Down the front of the calves, slide it down, and hold it here. Hold it with the hands on the shoelaces, head in line with the spine. Just pull the tummy in so we get a nice low back stretch and release it. Then we're just going to slide the hands up very, very slowly. And let's go through each vertebra by vertebra. Taking the hands over the knees, onto the thighs, and stacking the back, shoulders back, and head up. From this position, take your hands down to the side. We're in that we're in that 90-degree position. So we've got a 90-degree angle going from our legs to our thighs, and a 90-degree angle going from our thighs to our back. So the back's nice and tall with the tummy in tight and the hands down by the sides. We're just going to pretend we've dropped something on the floor. We're just going to lift to one side, back to center, and then over to the other side. Careful not to lean too far. Work within your capability. So we're just going to lean to the side and back to center, side and back to center, keeping those heels grounded on the floor, side and center, just nicely to support. The feet are just there nicely to support us. 2 more. And rest there. Okay, from here, let's work the inner thighs, the pelvic floor. So we're going to squeeze the thighs in together. So I'm going to squeeze and release, squeeze and release. You might want to sit a little bit further back on your chair for this one because it's just more comfortable. Okay, we'll start off with the feet on the floor doing this. If you want to advance it and lift your feet off the floor for the second set, you can do that. All right then, so imagine that you've got something like a balloon or a cushion between your thighs and you want to squeeze it together. If you're at home and you want to grab a cushion, that's fine. So place that between the thighs and we're going to squeeze together. So we're going to go squeeze and release, squeeze and release. So I'm making sure that my thighs are parallel and they're just squeezing in together. As I squeeze up, I'm thinking about squeezing from the top of my thighs, squeezing those legs together. So I'm working both the outer thigh and inner thigh. I do this, and if I squeeze at the same time, I'm also working that pelvic floor muscle. So I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it there. You soon feel that in your inner thighs. Okay, this time we're going to squeeze and then we're going to hold for 8 seconds. So when I say hold, I mean hold the exercise. Don't hold your breath. It's bad for you to hold your breath. It's bad for your heart, and it's also bad for your pelvic floor to hold your breath. So keep breathing. If you don't feel you can do it without holding your breath, if you count out loud, trust me, if you count out loud, you won't be able to hold your breath. Okay, so we're going to squeeze together. So squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze, and then this one we're going to squeeze and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, release. I hope you kept breathing there. Let's do that again. So we'll go 6 exercises and then we'll hold the last one for 8. So squeeze in, release, 2, release, 3, 4, squeeze and hold, lift up from the inside, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Final one, don't forget you're imagining that you're squeezing something up inside, so we're working that pelvic floor. Let's go for it. Let's squeeze. Squeeze, release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, release. Okay, let's cross those arms over that chest again, and we'll do another set for the tummy muscles. So hands in front, so we're going to go back for 2 and then up for 2, making sure we've got plenty of space behind us. Again, you don't have to do all the exercises, just do as many as you feel comfortable with. Back for 2, up for 2, back for 2, up for 2, back for 2, up for 2, and last one, we're relaxing it here. Okay, keeping the feet where they are, or you can lift them off the floor this time. We're going to squeeze together. So I'm just adjusting myself so I'm a bit further back on my chair. So I'm going to take the feet off the floor and I'm going to squeeze together. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 4 like this. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's just roll around the shoulders, and then we're just going to roll around the ankles, getting some movement back in there. We've worked pretty hard there this afternoon. So now it's time to stretch all those hard worked muscles. So we're just going to start by taking the right hand between the shoulder blade and the left hand either over the top or pushing from the front. So we're aiming to stretch this arm here, the upper arm, in through the tricep muscle. And then we're just going to release the arm down and do the same on the other side. Between the shoulder blades, over the top or pushing from the front. Keep the hips facing forwards. Hold a position that works best for you. And then this is a really nice one now. So we're going to take the hand to the side of the head and reach the other hand out to the side. And carefully, without pulling on your head, you're just going to lean towards the side so we get a lovely stretch through the neckline. Palm facing down towards the floor. And then switching to the other side. Palm facing down towards the floor, feeling that stretch through the neckline. That hand that's out to the side, you're going to bring it in front. Press the palm forward as if you're going to say stop. And then you're going to hold it either here or here. Wherever you're holding it between the joints. Don't pull on the joint. And then just look over your shoulder, feeling that lovely stretch in the upper arm. Release that arm and do exactly the same on the other side. So hand in front, hold between the joints and look over your shoulder. Release there. Take the hands in the small of the back now and press the chest forward so we're feeling that lovely stretch across the front of the chest. Bring the hands forward and push the hands away so you're feeling a nice stretch in that upper back. Just keep the toes moving as you move the hands up and take a lovely stretch through those tummy muscles. And then we're going to place the hands onto the back of the thighs and just pull the tummy in and around your lower back. So we're getting a lovely cat stretch, a lovely seated cat stretch to just stretch through those muscles in your lower back. And this feels really nice if you've got an achy back because it really stretches all those muscles in the back out. And then we're just going to press that chest forwards and pull that tummy in again, rounding that lower back, stretching through those muscles. Release that stretch. From here, we're just going to take the knee in towards the chest. So we're feeling that stretch through the bottom. We'll circle round with the toes and back the other way. Take the foot out in front of you and just point the toe. And then we're going to flex the feet up as if you're stamping in front of you. So we're feeling a stretch in the hamstring on the back of the leg. You can reach towards your shoelaces here if you want to increase the stretch. Some people can reach past their toes. I'm not able to do that, but everybody's different. If you prefer to put your foot on the floor and reach to the toes there, that's fine. Do the position that works best for you. Reach to the toes or towards the toes until you feel the stretch, and then we're going to release it there. Place the heel onto the calf, feeling a stretch through the outer thigh. If you can feel the stretch there and you want to leave it there, that's fine. If you want to increase it, you can bring that foot just up, just a little bit underneath the knee, or you can rest it on top of the knee. So we're feeling that stretch there in the outer thigh. Again, everybody's different, so work within your limitations. I'm just going to lean forward to increase the stretch. And then rest it there. From here, I'm going to take the knee over the other leg. And using my opposite hand, I'm going to look over the shoulder. Opposite hand to knee. If you want to extend it, you can do opposite elbow to knee. So we're stretching through the sides of the body. And then changing to the other side, opening out the chest. And releasing it there, return the feet back to center. On the other side, we're going to do the same on the other leg now. So bring that knee in towards the chest and hold it there. Feeling that stretch through the bottom. And then we're just going to circle those toes around. And back the other way. Point that foot forwards. Hold it. And then we're going to flex the foot up. So the toes are pointing upwards and we feel that stretch down through the back of those hamstrings. You can reach towards your shoelaces to increase the stretch. If you can reach towards your toes, perfect. Okay, and then if you feel more comfortable, you can place it on the floor and reach towards the toes there. Hold that. And then place the heel of that leg onto the calf, feel the stretch through the outer thigh. Slide that leg up so the heel is just underneath the knee if you like. If you want to increase it, place it on the top of the thigh, and then we're just going to lean forward slightly so we get a lovely stretch through the outer and inner thigh. Taking the knee over the other side, using the opposite hand or elbow. Opposite elbow to knee or opposite hand to knee. So again, we feel the stretch in the sides of the body. Change sides now. So we've got the same knee and elbow together and open out the chest. Looking over your shoulder. And bring the feet back to the center. We're going to just slide one leg out to the side now and then place your hands onto the bent leg, leaning forward to get that stretch through the inner thigh. And bring back to center, the same at the other side. Hands on the thigh and lean forward. Remember with the stretches, you'll find that you can do a little bit more each week. So just take it steady, take it to your own pace. And as you move through the exercises, you'll find that each time you do them, you can do a little bit more. So just bring my thing back to center now. We're going to take one hand down to the side of us, and the other hand we're going to just reach up and over to the side. Release it there. Reach the other hand up. And we're just going to take it over. Release down. Now slowly, slowly in your own time, we're going to return to a standing position, bringing your head up last. slowly, slowly uncurl. Let's just step the feet to the side and we're going to put our hands on the back of our thighs. Pull the tummy in and round the lower back. So we did the cat stretch seated for the lower back. So we're just doing it standing now to just give us that extra stretch. And then just place the soles of the feet together. Place the feet together with the soles nice and flat on the floor. You're going to push your bottom back. So this time I'm just pushing my bottom back so I get a lovely stretch through the bottom and through the thighs. And then slowly, slowly uncurling with the back, with the shoulders. Roll the shoulders around. And then we're just going to take a big deep breath up, stretch, and release it down. Again, big deep breath in, stretch up, and release it down. Give your hands a shake and give your legs a shake and give yourself a well-deserved clap. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. You've done really well. That wasn't the easiest class. But the more each as we go through the weeks, we do a little bit more and a little bit more, and we're able to do we're able to get a bit more flexible and a bit more movement into those muscles, and we should start to be feeling a little difference over the week. Remember, it's quite normal to feel a bit of soreness after you've exercised, especially when you first start, because we're working different muscle groups. Remember, it is absolutely normal. As we go through the weeks, you will find it getting easier and your confidence will improve. If you do have any questions, please message me in the chat box. Remember, you can watch these videos on demand, so you can practice them through the week at any time you like, just by scrolling down the page. And there's also more exercises or more movement videos on the Rethinking Pain website and the Keithley Healthy Living YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.